Okay.
Amazing.
And we're here.
Oh,
and
perfect. That's on.
yeah,
Great.
no, we're live, and
All right.
it went off without any troubles this time.
We're getting the hang of it. That's what that means. It only took what 3 quarters for us to know how to work.
Quarters. This is the second quarter.
Second quarter, 2 quarters to figure out how to work HerTake. But we're here, another Sunday, 7:30 in the OACR, and we're joined by our wonderful guests.
Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Yen Yen. I used to host HerTake.
Yes,
Yay!
HerTake alum.
Hi,
Bring in the mic.
avid listeners of WNUR know who I am. And
Oh.
in case you don't, I'm Matt. I was a regular on Her Take in the spring last quarter, and I'm back.
Yes.
Yes.
This is 2 first timers for this year, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
we've only
I think
had
so, yeah.
freshmen.
Yeah, no. But we're happy. We've seen some great variety in our prefs, and I think
Yes.
that's a good thing
No,
for
it's
us.
great. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and today, well, okay, a little warm up. How was your Halloween weekend, you guys? I know
Oh,
it's
yeah.
November. I know it's November, but
Completely PG, I please.
Yeah.
I beg.
was it good? Did you have fun?
Costumes that worked out, costumes that
You
didn't.
know what was funny was that I was Apollo Creed for Halloween.
Okay.
And we had a WNUR party.
Yes, which was
and
amazing.
which was amazing. And Miguel Munoz walks in as Rocky, and right as he was, I was talking to Charlie, and I was like, "Dude, I wish that we would have coordinated and you were Rocky," and I was like, "I was Apollo and whatever." And Miguel walks in with this like I don't know, it was like black and gold type of thing. I'm like, "Dude, it
Yeah,
looks
is
like
that who
Rock."
he was?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it
thought
looks
he
like
was Zane from Ninjago.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah.
I saw that conversation happen.
I thought he was cool. Yeah, my bad.
No, but he walks in. I'm like, huh. I hope he's Rocky and not just like Dane, because I was still thinking the same thing. I'm like, bro, is that Rocky? He turns around, and all I'm reading is Italian Stallion, completely unplanned.
There you go.
I wish I had the photo of me and Miguel in our costumes.
It's okay.
Listen, we'll
I
post it in the
gotta-
YouTube comments after this.
Yeah, we'll
YouTube
throw.
comments is crazy.
I'll throw it in the YouTube comments.
There
after.
you go. Yen Yen, what about you?
Yeah, I was also at the WNUR party. I threw on my Welsh Ryan Arena purple cowboy hat and called it a day. But I was also on Friday on actual Halloween. I was doing a group costume with 2 of my roommates, and we were Kiss, Mary, and Kill, and I was Kill.
Yes, classic.
I saw that on your
classic.
story. It was
I didn't get a
Thank
chance
you.
to see that. That was me last year. I was Mary.
Oh,
Thank you.
cool, nice. Yeah, I can show you after the show.
YouTube comments. All right, let's go ahead.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with a topic that actually we discussed last week. So the W didn't hit the deadline, and we were really talking about how we really wanted them to, and they didn't. The league formally offered an extension on the pair's 31st deadline. And the players reported like, oh, we might be willing to consider an extension under the right circumstances, but they were like, oh, those don't really exist right now. Apparently the W saw this coming. Union senior advisor and legal counsel Aaron Drake told The Athletic on Tuesday, like, we worked hard to be able to say on Friday we did it. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So they kind of knew this was happening. Again, we did not want this to happen, but I guess we didn't win in this regard. What do you guys think? Like, why do you think this is happening? I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I just think from the get-go, there's just has been a disconnect between the WNBA Players Association and the league and its team owners as a whole, because I feel like the owners, like, the whole thing that caused this is the fact that a lot of owners, especially owners who have NBA teams as well, kind of looked at WNBA teams as these like tax write-offs, like teams that you don't really have to like invest in that much. But then now that like the league has become more popular and there's more demand, it's like, oh no, like we actually have to like spend a lot of time like investing in this league and like paying the players, and they don't want to do that. And I think that's kind of at the root of the disagreement, and a lot of it does fall on Kathy Engelbert. I mean, you saw what was going on between her and Nafisa Collier and some of the comments that Nafisa said that she made, but just like her and the owners and the NBA leadership as well, because they have a stake in WNBA, like all of that just like coming together, like just makes me not surprised that the players and the leadership are not on the same page. Obviously, like I think this is really bad because I don't want a lockout. I think it
Mhm.
would have be really harmful for the momentum that the league has had in the past 2 or 3 years. But I don't know. It's not looking good, like you said.
I kind of second everything that you said, Yan Yan, and I do not envy Kelsey Plum's position as president of the Players Association, because it's almost like the momentum that you just talked about with the WNBA, like that they've been building the past couple of years. It's like at a boiling point. Of course, like names like Paige Becker's, dude,
Bro.
why am I blanking?
Paige
She
Becker.
Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark. Thank you. Like
Mm.
in the NBA, even Sabrina Ionescu being featured in All Star Weekend, going up
Mhm.
against Steph Curry, stuff like that that spreads the WNBA to a wider audience. And like you said, these owners are like, oh crap, like now we have to start investing into marketing and stuff like that. Like look at the Fever and all the like the Strangers things, like kind of play that
Mhm.
they have on their uniforms, little things like that. 5 years ago, you would have never thought about it. Like you just been like, oh, whatever. It's the Fever. The Fever were not that great 5 years ago anyway. But even now, the Liberty have like such a not because they won the WNBA championship in 2024. Even before then, the Liberty had started to grow a name for themselves. And I personally haven't been to a Liberty game, but now I'm like itching to go because they're so like their name in Brooklyn has probably overtaken the Nets, partly because the Nets are
Mm.
so bad, but like
Yeah.
the Liberty are genuinely just fun to watch. And Sabrina Ionescu is such a star in the NBA that's kind of been
Love her.
overlooked, which is crazy to say nowadays, but it's kind of been overlooked. And just little things like that is what's riding on these negotiations that have been extended another month. So hopefully there is something that's able to be done. But yeah, the major problem is that these owners are like, oh crap, we have to deal with Kelsey Plum knocking on our doors because she's like relentless in these negotiations, and it's hard for these owners to not listen because the proof is in the pudding. The WNBA is growing exponentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like in a lot of our discussions last Sunday, we were kind of talking about how this needs to happen on time because there's so many eyes on them.
Mm.
And that was kind of that's what we kept coming back to. But like in the end, that was just wishful thinking. Like I feel like this is how big business works. Deadlines get pushed back because like what do we know about what's going on behind the scenes? I feel like the things that are being negotiated are things that we want to stick and things that we want to last longer than whatever's being discussed as of right now. So of course that these negotiations are taking their time because there's the actual contracts and these like fine prints and all these different things. And then of course like as you were talking about the WNBA is in a period right now where there's so much more going on. There are brand deals. Like what is Stranger Things doing having anything to do with the WNBA? We talk about Angel Reese and these brand deals.
Yeah.
Everyone has so much on their plate where I'm not surprised that we can or that the WNBA can sit here and have these things be pushed back and back and back. I don't doubt that they're giving it the time that it deserves. Um, but like in the end, it wasn't placed at the right priority that it should. And here we are, it being
Yeah.
pushed back. So
And I mean, like, obviously, I'm glad it's being pushed back instead of them just like reaching, just like a, oh, I guess like this works
yeah,
type
a
of thing.
band-aid for a
Yeah.
bullet wound. Yeah,
Because, like, obviously, it's something that we really need to focus on, like, expanding these contracts and getting these, like, women the pay that they deserve. And so then, like, just going, oh, just because we don't want to lock out, like, we'll just, you know,
yeah.
compromise. And because we did talk about that last week about like, oh, like they might just feel pressured to just, reach a compromise. So like I guess that can kind of lead into just like this little follow-up question of like, what do you think like the right circumstances is for these players? Like if you were in their shoes, like what do you think maybe that would be?
I can start off. I feel like
Yeah.
there's never gonna like I don't think in any sort of contract negotiation everyone's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
There is no sort of moment where they're gonna say, "Wow, they're smiling, we're smiling. This is the new deal. This is gonna last us the next forever and ever of the WNBA." That's not gonna happen.
Mhm.
We just need to get to a point where both sides can agree this is as much as we can expect for right now, which is totally humbling and is going to take so much putting aside of pride. But if we're ever going to get a new standard of what the WNBA is, like there just needs to be something that's put on the table. And that just means that someone's going to have to fold. And I just hope it's not the players.
Me as well.
My pathway of thinking comes from the end game of all this, which is obviously like national recognition.
Mm.
Like, why are the WNBA playoffs being broadcast on ESPN2, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, that type of stuff is kind of, it's gotta anger Kelsey Plum, and it's gotta anger a Caitlin Clark, a Paige Beckers, the rest of the league. You know what I mean? So while the NBA is sitting on its millions and millions of dollars,
Mm.
like you have a random, I don't know, like a random MLB regular season game between the Yankees and like the Marlins, like flexed on the ABC or wherever. Like while the WNBA is sitting on ESPN2, what, bro? Like it's little things like that that are fueling the fire between the players and the owners in these negotiations. And like Yan Yan said before, like I can't emphasize this enough, the owners don't want to invest in the league as much. It's more so a passive income for these rich guys that sit on millions and millions of dollars. And so the WNBA PA is trying to push themselves out there and say, we're worth investing in. We're a better return on your investment than you think. And the owners aren't ready to accept that. And I think that's the reality of the situation. And that's where a lot of these negotiations, like that's the basis of a lot of these negotiations right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, I think a lot of what's going on is intentional. Like, people were talking about it when the new expansion teams were announced, like Detroit, Cleveland, and Philly. Like, people pointed out, like, wait, like, these are all teams that, like, already have NBA franchises. Like, they're deliberately picking cities that have NBA franchises. So it's, like, easier and, like, cheaper for them to make WNBA teams. And people were like, oh, like, there's something that's, like, not entirely right about that, even though there's like plenty of cities that don't have NBA teams that would have loved to have a WNBA team but didn't get that. So I think
Cough, cough, Seattle.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like stuff like that. It's just like showing, like I said before, the disconnect. But in terms of like the right circumstances, it's kind of hard just because so much of the stuff is like going on behind closed doors, and we see like snippets of like public comments, like what Aaron Drake told the Athletic, just like vague stuff like that that like tells us like, oh, like this is look going good, this is going well, but it just seems like all the signs are pointing in the negative. And I think I feel like there has to be more compromise from the owners, and because right now it just seems like everything is not going in the players' way.
Yeah, I completely agree. So we're gonna go ahead and transition into a beloved topic of one of our guests. It is the season-ending showdown of the women's tennis tour. The 2025 WTA finals are being held in gorgeous Saudi Arabia this year, bringing together the top 8 singles players and 8 double teams in what is kind of regarded as the pinnacle of women's tennis. Among some of the singles qualifiers are, I'm going to take my time with the names. Arena Sabalenka, thank you. Iga Iga
You snap.
Shivanka and Coco Gauff.
Swiatek.
Oh, thank you. Say it one more time.
Iga Swiatek.
Thank you. So it's a stacked field. It's gonna be interesting. I'm giving up.
Okay. I was like, you said two.
It's a stacked field. It's going to be an interesting finals with people like Coco Gauff looking to defend her crown. So, my question to you guys is, which player do you feel like is going into these finals with the strongest form? And why? Why do you think that they are the one that needs to be beat?
Well, it's funny because the two players that I would have said came in with the strongest form were Coco Gauff and Amanda Anisimova, because they won the two last big tournaments, with Anisimova winning Beijing and Coco winning Wuhan, but both of them lost their first matches, with Coco losing to Pegula and Anisimova losing pretty badly to Elena Rybakina, who kind of made this like late season surge to qualify for the WT final. So not really what I was expecting. So, but I think in terms of like who has looked good so far, definitely like Sabalenka being the world number one, gonna be the favorite in this tournament, especially since it's on an indoor court fast condition suited for like a big hitter like her. She world number 1, she's won 4 Grand Slams, but the WTA finals is a title that she hasn't won yet. So definitely looking to get that. Iga also as well looking pretty good. Beat Madison Keys 6-1, 6-2. I watched that. I think that was more of Keys playing bad than Iga playing good, but also like she also looks to be in pretty good form to start. But yeah, I think this is Sabalenka's to lose.
I'm gonna push back,
Oh.
and I'm gonna
Oh.
say I'm riding the Coco Golf train.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, of course. Like my brain was fried when I saw her lose to Naomi Osaka, as great as she is at the U.S.
I
Open.
love
I
Osaka.
was like, okay, I couldn't fathom. Okay,
Okay.
like something in my head couldn't fathom a Coco Golf loss in Arthur Ashe Stadium. I thought it was a formality that she was gonna win the U.S. Open, and it just like it was a rude awakening. To I think I woke up to it. I think I woke up from a nap
So
and
an
woke up
actual
to
rude
it,
awakening.
and I was like, no, for real, like
What that got you?
an
How come you
actual rude awakening. I was like, okay, and she hasn't had the best tour, really. But she won the Wuhan Open. Um, Granted, it was a grind against Jessica Pagula. Is that
Pagula, who
Pagula?
she lost
Excuse
to
me.
today in 3 sets.
She did
Oh.
lose to her today in 3 sets, but it's also like blip on the radar kind of thing. You see this all the time in sports, like there was a while. I hate to cross reference sports, but for a while, like the Cavs had a stretch where they would make the finals every single year, or LeBron would make the finals with the team every single year, no matter how bad or how iffy their regular season looked. From 2011 to 2018, he was just a lock to go to the finals. I think Coco Golf is kind of like the same exact, like an exact foil of like prime LeBron James, where she's just having like a really like iffy season, but when it comes time for Coco Golf to shine on the brightest stage, Coco Golf is still Coco Golf at the end of the day. And I'm not taking any bets against her. I think it would be foolish to bet against her.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I'm also a Coco Golf girl, but only because when it comes to tennis, I pretty much know 3 names. And it's Coco Golf, Venus, and Serena.
As you
Um,
should.
As you
thank you,
should.
Yes,
thank you,
yes.
thank
As you
you.
should.
I feel like I really covered all my bases.
Wait,
But I know Naomi. And it's all from TikTok edits, of course. But
That's ridiculous, bro. That's
So big TikTok.
she
Is
is,
she?
she is. I feel like when Coco Golf started getting big, it was like when she was like 15, right? Yeah, it was around that
When she
time.
beat Venus.
It's actually crazy how young tennis
Yeah,
players
tennis
get,
is one of
like,
those things
yeah.
where like like whenever people are like, "Oh, I put on the TV," and like people are like winning like the World Cup and they're 14, so I turn it off. That's
Yeah.
how I feel about tennis.
They're so
Um,
accomplished and
yeah, you're at Northwestern. You're at
but I'm
Northwestern.
20.
But it's different.
Hey,
It's different when you turn on the TV and somebody's winning a national championship
Yeah,
and they're like 3 years younger than you.
it's a
You're
different
just
kind of
like,
pain.
There's even kids here
especially
at Northwestern winning
especially
national
it
championships.
it stings even more, and I think Brielle could relate to this because she was a softball
Oh,
prospect in high
okay.
school. But it's
It's
like
like
it's
relate
completely
Relate
different.
to what?
It's completely different when you're a retired athlete and you're sitting at home and somebody that's like you're watching somebody in a sports of like tennis. You see this and sometimes in soccer too, like 16, 17 year olds playing for professional clubs or playing professionally in tennis, and Coco beating Serena at 15 years old, and you're just like, what am I doing with my life? Like I feel like a loser. Like
oh,
like it's like
A
this
loser's very hard.
somebody
I don't
like this
relate to
girl's
this
like three
anymore.
years younger. It's like this
it's
girl's three
okay.
years
No,
younger
no,
than me
I
on
think
national
I think
TV. It's
we
like,
have to
damn.
understand that we're all on our own. You guys,
yeah.
snaps for that. We're all doing our own thing.
Not everyone can be.
Not everyone can be Coco Golf, but everyone can be a supporter of Coco Golf.
Yeah.
Fair.
So that's okay.
Fair.
Except for who beat Coco though in the first round. She can beat
I feel like
Coco.
tennis is a very like respect sport. So I feel like even whoever beat her is like, wow.
Well,
I
also
beat
like
Coco.
WT finals, it's like there's a group stage and a semifinal. So even
Right.
if you lose in the group stage, you're not out because you have 2 more matches to
Right,
play.
right,
Yeah, that's that round robin format,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I was researching that.
Yeah, and
Can
it's
you,
only for the finals. The
Can you
WTA.
explain?
yeah, can you
So
explain round robin? for the people?
basically, there's
In
2
me.
groups of 4 players, and each of them play each other. It's 3 matches, and then the top 2 in each group advance to the semifinals, and they'll like play. I think they'll play like the opposing group, and then whoever wins the semifinals, they play in the final.
Mm.
So everyone gets a chance to play every single play.
Yeah, because these are the top 8 players, the best 8 players from the 2025 season. So they're already like very strong players. So they just like
Right.
play each other. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that as a sports setup is like I feel like a lot of times in basketball it's all about like the seeds and it's like, oh like you made it to like the semifinals, but it's because you played like every single bad team that possibly. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So next question. Talking a bit about obviously the players that we know are gonna go into with the strongest form. It's easy to say who we think is gonna win. Who do you feel like is that one player that maybe could turn the entire finals on its head? Who's gonna be that dark horse player?
I'm gonna go with someone I mentioned earlier, Elena Rybakina. Because she hasn't had like the flashiest season. I don't think she's made a single big final, but I think she's just had like, especially towards the end of the season, like really consistent results. I think she won a title recently, like a 500 level title, so not like a huge final, but she gained enough points to make that surge into the finals, and she beat Amanda Anisimova in her first group match 6-3, 6-1, so not particularly close. And Anisimova is someone who I thought was coming off a ton of momentum with the Wimbledon final, U.S. Open final, Beijing title, and it's kind of like an upset win. So I think she's someone that like probably like at her best when she's on form, she's a really strong player. We just haven't really seen that from her like recently this year, but she's came in with that surprise win and is in pretty good form to start.
I really don't have a dark horse.
Okay.
And I just that's how much faith I have in Coco
Oh
Golf.
my
And I hate to
goodness.
I'm so serious.
Oh my goodness.
In no world could I ever see Coco Golf losing the WTA finals. I'm so sorry, Yin, but it's like I can't I can't get behind the
Oh my
idea
goodness.
of Coco, especially in a round robin tournament bracket style. I can't see a world where Coco Golf doesn't find her form after a match or two.
You know what? That
Like
is fair though. Like she definitely can find her form. Like
Yeah.
it was only like I don't know.
I don't think there's a dark horse to name because I don't think there's a dark horse. I think Coco Golf is the one and only like right answer.
Wow.
There's
Wow.
no one. No one on this
other
list.
tennis player exists. Only Coco Gauff.
There's
Listen,
no
commitment,
one.
commitment's commitment.
She
Like
is the only tennis player that exists.
If
Like
she
there's
loses, then I'll come back and I'll have Yan Yan come on and say, "I
okay.
told you so," and laugh in my face.
we'll give
If
him like
that
a
if
like a
that
punishment,
rectifies
like
it,
a fantasy
I'll do like
punishment.
Milk
I'll do like a punishment. I'll do like the 10-minute milk challenge, gallon of
Oh,
milk challenge or whatever, something
what?
like that.
Where
What?
you drink like a lot of milk and you run a mile.
Oh my gosh.
We'll bring the broadcast and show Matt in the
We
background.
can stream it on YouTube and then everyone can like
And
I
then
have a
post
go.
video in YouTube.
I have a GoPro. We'll connect the stream to the GoPro.
to the a GoPro.
I have a GoPro, so we'll
Oh,
connect the
okay.
stream to the GoPro.
You know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna
Listen.
can we shake on this?
Wait.
Wait, we're shaking on it. I don't know if you guys saw.
I will be holding you accountable when I check those results.
Oh,
There we
go
go.
Chelsea and I. Don't worry, Matt. This might happen.
Charge your GoPro this weekend.
This is how much faith Matt has in Coco Gauff. I hope Coco Gauff listens to this. We should send
Yeah.
this to her and be like, "This is how much faith this Northwestern student has." in
Well,
you."
well,
I don't know what I just got myself into because I am 110% doing this if she wins.
Th-
I am so serious. I'm 110% doing this if she
wait,
wins.
is there a challenge that he can do in the OACR?
I don't know.
We'll just
We'll
make him
figure
drink
it
a lot
out.
of milk right here.
We'll figure it out. I think it's 8 and it's time for us to wrap up.
Yes.
We have lovely sports voice coming on after us, which is great.
Thank you
and
guys so much for
yes,
coming on.
It's always a blast here at HerTake, and I think this episode was definitely special, especially with our wonderful challenge we now have to come up with for Matt. Besides the milk challenge too, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But
Thank
you
you
guys
guys.
so much.
Thank you.
you for
Thank
hosting
you.
And
this,
thank you everyone who's watching
fun.
HerTake. We'll see you
Next
next
week.
Sunday.